All right, and speaking of smart means business, and we're definitely continuing. And as a matter of fact, it's time to talk business and business reports. Well, this time around, it's going to be more of the students' business and strikes, so pretty much. But what we're going to do before that is please add me up on Twitter, Jerome Paul Sonko, on Facebook at Jerome Paul Sonko, and Instagram at Jerome Paul Sonko. You can as well add us up as Smart24 TV, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As a matter of fact, we discuss all this. And please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our pages as well. Let's drive business together, and you can grow your businesses by advertising with us as we drive your business from you to the final consumer or the final business person out there who is going to give you that money that you want to get this very so that you can revive your settings, so that you can revive your wallets, you can revive your financial status, as much as all of us are trying to set ourselves into an economic recovery status, so that by the end of this year, we have achieved something we failed to achieve a few months or a few years back. Well, students of Makerere University happened to go on strike. But speaking of the strikes, this protest affected businesses around the Kikoni area, Kikoni, Wandegea, and the neighboring areas around Makerere. Following the strike, businesses around and within Makerere University registered a low turn-up following the ongoing demonstration by the students. And it was 2 days of the interference contributing to low purchasing power as the authorities were putting up efforts to contain the situations. It is not the first time, however, that the campus has undergone this set of strikes. For over the years, students in the institution have been staging riots which have had negative impact on the community within and around the institution. The businesses have suffered financial losses, and consumer confidence has been greatly affected and adversely affected. When a strike is on, students vandalize the business stalls, property, and also do the looting, whatever is accessible to most of them. The business owners simply cannot afford to close their premises when a strike occurs, because there is a lot of loss that they incur. Let's have the details of this report.
It's not the first time the campus has undergone strikes. For over years, students in the institute have been staging riots which have had a negative impact on the business community within and around the institute. The businesses have suffered financial losses, and consumer confidence has been adversely affected. When a strike is on, students vandalize business stocks, property, and root whatever is accessible to them. The business owners simply cannot afford to close their premises when the strike occurs. Minister of State for Primary Education, Joyce Kaduku, has urged the students not to use conflict as a way of resolving disputes.
But I want to begin with, striking is not a way of conflict resolution. There's always a better way to show really our maturity as students, how we can solve problems. We always have the leadership, and we have administrators whom we can always conduct on a round table, discuss our matters, and get away from.
Waidembe Yusuf, a cabinet minister on the Student Affairs Committee, Makerere University, says the situation has affected the business environment, most especially in the halls of residence.
What you have to first put in mind is that almost all the businesses in Makerere University operates in halls of residences, major businesses, because they target, when you're setting up a business, you target the numbers. And the biggest number is in halls of residences. And the biggest challenge we're having now is that strikes are based in halls of residences. And it's where most of the businesses are established, printeries, canteens, So you're going to see that when you move around almost all halls, businesses have closed, because their perspective in a strike is that once it starts, students start looting properties, they vandalize, destroy. So you're going to see that most of them have closed, though a few are operating, but the majority, if you go to Lumumba, it has closed. You go to Mary Stuart, you go to UH, they have closed because of the current situation.
Students and other stakeholders running businesses within the university, such as stationery, restaurants, mobile money, information technology, salons, and many others, have also echoed out the impact of the strike in relation to business returns.
How we've been affected is we normally share links to students. We normally deliver a student orders after checking our website. We have Twitter accounts. So all those groups, all our accounts now are filled with the situation. You know, Uganda, the trend, how it goes. So we find ourselves that now what we are focusing at is the strike. You cannot tell a student now to order for something, and the student has pressure that you cannot deliver at campus. There must be tear gas, etc. And we have offers that we deliver freely to students here at campus. So students find it hard to come at campus to get deliveries.
2 weeks ago, the turn-up was so low because the students were still in the holiday. Because after the exams, they went for a short holiday, like for 2 days. Then they came back. First week, it was last week. There were freshers. They are the ones who came last week, and it was their week. And these other continuing students just came this week. Yeah, so at least the turn-up was becoming somehow favorable. But of course, when the strike started, everything turned down. Yeah, but the turn-up was going to be a nice one.
Having a seamlessly executed plan is key to keeping business operations afloat. Waidembe has in turn advised business operators to withhold operations till the situation is stable enough.
I can advise the business societies to close and wait for the situation to normalize, because it's very kind of difficult to operate in such a state. You know, you're going to open, then time reaches, situations worsen, tear gas, and start stoning, fighting with police, and in that incident, you may lose all what you have. Since may enter, because this thing has even been evidenced in Wandegea once. That's why the strike, the police is doing its best to limit students moving out in the community, because once it reaches the community, many business people lose their things. Students start, they eat whatever they want, they spoil the things they find on street.
Vanessa Alupot, Barije Andrew, Smart 24.
Well, Makerere University students will always go on strike, and the main cause of the strike. Last week, the guild president of Makerere, I would want to look for the guild president of Makerere and have her on the show. Pretty much quick, earlier. I would want to have her this week, or hopefully next week, because these conversations are very vital. And amongst the key issues that we would want to discuss is look at these businesses that are being affected. Because last week, she told the students to return to school because it is mandatory for them. It is a right for them to get back to school because the economy was fully reopened. And the students feel cheated when they're not attending physical classes. Well, when you try to look at it in one way or the other, they are right. They want to attend the physical classes. I didn't mention that last week they had the bazaar for the freshers or the new entrants at the university. Low turnout, because there were signs of a strike or a demonstration coming up. And like over the years, Makerere University will not go short of a year without a strike. If it's not political, it's going to be about tuition rising, or it's going to be about some grievances from the students. And this time around, it was a bit of a grievancy from the students who were not happy at all with the way the university is running the activities, because some of them do believe the university has not provided a platform after the reopening of the schools to get back to the usual studying. Well, that aside also, when you look at the ongoing situations with Makerere, the neighboring areas of Kikoni, Wandegea, and also areas within the university, who are greatly affected. And speaking of them being greatly affected, is we are thinking that most of these students haven't realized the impact of this strike on the business community. We even have some students who are working at the same time studying. So when you have your business and once the strike erupts and police starts throwing in all these ongoing the tear gas canisters and all the batons that go on during the strikes, you can clearly see that it affects most of these people who are doing the businesses, because the students don't really mind at the time. They're only caring about what they have to offer, but forgetting that there's someone out there who's a breadwinner for the family doing the businesses, and once the strike comes, you're going to close up your shop, because your health matters first before anything. So when you look at the ongoing situation, I would love to have something with the MAKERERE University Guild president. I mean, these discussions are more than just business. They are more of also to touch on the humanitarian cause. Well, that